Hello guys, let's begin with number one. This one is talking about the annual sales of a fast food restaurant, which is about $650,000 a year, increasing at a rate of 4% each year. And so they want you to write a function. So what I have on the screen here, f of n equals a, which is the initial amount, times the quantity of 1 plus r being the rate in decimal, to the nth power. And n is the number of years. So we see the initial amount is $650,000. So we're going to write f of n, 650,000. And then the rate is 4% written as a decimal to the n. Okay, so this is 650,000. So we simplify what's in the parentheses. And so f of n, I forgot to write this earlier. This is the function that represents the situation right there. Now they also want to know, find the annual sales after 5 years. So basically you replace the n with 5, because that's what they're looking for. How much they would be making at the 5th year, so this is to the 5th power. So when you input that into your scientific or graphing calculator, whatever you have, you get, let's see, what is it, 790,000 824 and 39 cents. Okay, number two talks about a club that began with 12 members the first year, but then it's doubling every year since then. It says write a function f of n that expresses the number of members after n years. So the rate of increase, well, it's doubling every year. So it's the you would have in the parentheses you have 1 plus 100%, right? But 100% is 1. So in the parentheses you would have 1 plus 1, which is 2. So the function would look like this. Initial amount 1 plus r to the n. So that would be, initial amount would be 12. 1 plus 1 to the n, so that simplifies to, f of n, 12 times 2 to the n. So this represents the function for n years. Then after that they say, okay, how many members would belong to the club after 10 years, assuming the growth rate continues. So we want f of 10. So that's 12 times 2 to the 10. Now remember guys, I forgot to mention it on number 1, when you're inputting this into your calculator, you have to follow the order of operations. Do not do 12 times 2 and then raise it to the 10th power. Okay? It's 12 times 2 to the 10th. So the only one that should be raised to the 10th power is the 2. Okay? Not the 12. So when you input that, you'll be able to check right now, because what I do want you guys to do is, I'm giving you the answer next, but try it out on your calculator. Make sure you are able to get this answer. So when you input it, you get 12,288. Okay, and we're talking about people, so 12,288 members. Okay, so problem number 3 talks about Jesse having 2 choices. He could either invest $10,000 in Plan A at a 4% rate of increase for 5 years, or $8,000, and Plan B is for $8,000 at 6%, again for 5 years. So they want you to calculate how much would he have in each account at the end of the 5 years. And then after that, explain why the difference between their values, which was initially $2,000, is now less than $5. Less after 5 years. Okay, so let's go ahead and do plan A. So plan A, you have the value, I'll use V for value, V after 5 years. Initial amount is $10,000, so it's the same equation that we had in the first two examples. I'm just cutting one step. I'm not putting the equation with the 1 plus r. I'm already adding the 1 plus r right here. Okay, so 1 plus 0.04 is 1.04. And so when you put that into your calculator, you get, let's see, 12,166, $12,166.53. Okay, so here's plan A. For plan B, again after 5 years, so it's V of 5. You start off with $8,000. The rate is 6%, and it's also for 5 years. And when you put that into your calculator, you get $10,705. and 80 cents. Maybe I should put it, my numbers are kind of messy, but this is 10,705. Okay, so 10,705. This is plan B. Okay, so the question is, so that was the first part. They just wanted to know how much will each account have in 5 years. But then it says explain why the difference between their values, which was initially $2,000, so plan A had 10,000, plan B has 8,000. That's a $2,000 difference. So initially, the difference between the two accounts is 2,000, but after 5 years, difference between 12,166 and 10,708 is 705. Even I confused it. So this would be 10,705. Okay, that's kind of messy. The difference is less, right, than $2,000. Okay, why is the difference smaller? And it goes back, if you visualize the graph. Okay, the rate. So let's say this is the $8,000. So we'll put 8K, and this is the $10,000, 10K. So the $8,000 one is growing faster. So yes, there's $2,000 difference right now, but it's growing a little bit faster. Okay, and I didn't graph it right now, but just to give you an idea. And then the $10,000 one, yes, it's more, but it's growing slower. So it's growing slower, so it's a little bit flatter. So actually at some point, this is plan A, plan B is going to outgrow plan A, because the rate is slower for plan A. Okay, so that's the reason why. So like, let's say that this is the 5-year mark. At 5 years, this distance right here is smaller than this distance right here. So this is $2,000 at year 0 when you started. In 5 years, the difference is a little bit smaller. I mean, I might be exaggerating the difference too much, but that's just that's the reason why. Because plan A is growing slower, plan B is growing faster, and it's an exponential growth. So it has this kind of the shape. So the difference, again, eventually they're going to be the same value, and then plan B is going to go past plan A.